I waited a little while for this one because I had a little drink to celebrate. I got back from a win. I got back from Luton Town 1, Portsmouth nil, and right now Luton Town is sitting pretty at the top of the relegation zone. Wow, I'm happy. I'm very happy with the win. And the performance showed the right grit and determination that's pretty much been missing. Well, under Bloomfield, the performances have gotten better, whether you like it or not, whether you're Bloomfield in or Bloomfield out, after 8 or so games. You can't really be wanting him to be gone this soon. The performances have gotten better since Rob Edwards left, and I'm not too fussed about the performance really, unless we win. Because right now, and as Gary Sweet echoed in his boardroom notes that were actually released before the game, this is a results driven business. Now, I talk about those Gary Sweet notes, and they were interesting. This is the first time, pretty much, that I can remember, probably ever, that the boardroom notes have been released ahead of the match because they were a rallying cry. And that is something that the fan base have really needed. So I won't read the whole thing, but there's a couple of excerpts that I will read here. Make no bones about it, this has been a particularly tough week or two for all of us at the club. Very tough indeed. I feel the need to air the fact that everyone running our club is hurting like you and feels deeply responsible, but also ever more determined and desperate to do everything we possibly can to steer this ship back on course. As we find ourselves anchoring the league table as we enter today's fixture, we have all, beginning with myself, undergone a great deal of soul seeking, self analysis, and self examination over the last few weeks as to how we have landed in this position. So, personally, I'm glad. I'm glad that these notes have been penned. I they seem truthful, although, however, it's hard to really convey tone with the written words. It's very easily controlled tone when it's written and edited and rewritten. One would hope that he actually went to the players and laid some home truths on them as well, because after all, he is their employer. He's the one that signs their pay slips, and the players have not been doing the business. They haven't. I've been talking for a long time. I should talk about the game. So, team news came out, and I was very happy that Makoso was starting. He actually looked good in his 45-minute stint at Watford. Mark McGuinness returned to the bench. Jordan Clark also returned to the starting lineup. And I think Jordan Clark, he had a very good game. A very good game. Full of running. Defensively, he mucked in. In attack, well, he got the goal. And to be honest, the goal was great bit of work from Jordan Clark, driving forward with the ball, give and go. Jacob Brown, he crossed it in to no one. That no one, he played it off his own post. And Jordan Clark, because he kept his run going, he then finished with a very nice finish. If you watch it back, the way he lifted it over the goalkeeper and all the players in front of him from quite an acute angle, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Very happy with that. Fair play, Jordan Clark. Carlton Morrissey did very well as a lone striker. I say that because, well, Jacob Brown wasn't really offering too much. But you know what? Carlton Morris, he held up the ball well. Problem is, he drifts too far back into midfield and he drifts too far out wide. There was one moment, I think, in the second half where Carlton Morris had the ball on the wing, and I was saying to the people next to me, who's he going to cross it to? Carlton Morris? Is he going to cross it to Carlton Morris? I've said this for a few weeks now. 2/3, we are great. We are defending so much better now. It is so much better with Cal Naismith. Simple as. Cal Naismith is an absolute warrior. He's a very crafty player. There was one moment where he actually, it wasn't a pass back, but he played the ball back to Thomas Kaminsky with his knee. And he had to tell Thomas Kaminsky, yeah, you can pick it up. And I was thinking, why don't more players do that? Like pass the ball back to the goalkeeper in inventive ways. He's a smart footballer. He really is. And an absolute warrior as well. He's sort of like a diet Tom Lockyer that's actually better at football, but not as good at defending. Well, we don't really know what Tom's like anymore because we haven't seen him for 2 years. But without Tom in the team, Cal Naismith is an incredible stopgap to have. And the annoying thing is, I think we should have gone to get Cal at the beginning of the season. Simple as. We should have. Because the difference in our defensive stability, and yes, Cal isn't available for every single game, and that's understandable. But right now, he is the glue that holds our defense together. The way he communicates, communicating with Bell, communicating with Chris Makoso, and a few words on Chris Makoso, imposing player. He is imposing. He reminds me of Leon Barnett when he made it into the team. The same posture, same running style, same raw athleticism, same raw defensive ability. And then when he moved to right back, because we shifted things around a little bit and we went 4-5-1, he played right back, and he reminded me of Emerson Boyce when he started out as a right back. Brilliant. An absolutely great piece of business, and anything that keeps Mads Andersen out of the starting lineup, I am all for right now, because he is more mobile, he's good in the air, he's rapid, and he's really strong. He was exactly what we needed. I've got Alfie Doughty. He was good. He tired though, very noticeably tired. And then we took him off, brought Ali on, and Ali, he did well because it was obviously what he was told to do. Hold up the ball, don't try anything too fancy. Maybe I would have wanted him to drive at the opposition a little bit more. He did it once or twice, but other than that, it was mainly hold the ball up, lay it off to someone else coming in from midfield. Asgard, he was very good in the first half. The problem we have with Thelo Asgard, a player who is absolutely sensational, is simply the fact that we do not use him enough in the game. Fortunately, he's very mobile, so he's able to get around and sort of imprint himself on the game. But other than that, we weren't finding him enough. But he was still making things happen, especially in the first half. And how rare was it to go in at half-time, goal up? Very rare. There are a few issues, mainly the referee. Like, I don't really have any complaints about today, which is a rare one, very rare. I'd say the only thing I'm disappointed about was how deep we were defending when we were defending our lead, and we weren't even on the edge of our box. We were just inside our box, and we were sort of welcoming them onto us, and that sort of gave us a few hairy moments, a few times when we were really, we needed this win. And the last thing you want to be doing is dropping so far deep, so you're pretty much playing in your own 6-yard box. You really don't want that. But other than that, I thought it was a very good performance. The players showed grit, determination, structure, and we were showing a little bit in the final third. It's just that final ball that's lacking. But that will come with a bit more confidence. Once you have that confidence, you're happy to take those shots. You're happy to lay off that final ball, and then that person's happy to take a shot as well. But for now, I think it's a good start. It's a stepping stone. Right, I got to talk about the referee, Sam Allinson. I was defending him to the people around me before the game. People were like, "Oh God, we got Sam Allinson." I was like, "He's all right. He has a bad rap, but I think he's actually going to be all right." I was so wrong about Sam Allinson. He's awful. We bottled a red card in the 4th minute when who was it that just went through Liam Walsh, right through the back of him. It was awful. It was one of the worst tackles I've seen. The ball was, it wasn't even the worst tackle that happened in football today, because you need to see what happened to Mateta in the Crystal Palace Millwall FA Cup game. But this was a late tackle. The ball was, Liam Walsh had passed the ball, and then this other guy just comes in with studs up down the back of his leg. It could have been a leg breaker. It was awful. And that could have been a red. And Andre Giselle, he could have been given a second yellow for another foul on it was Andre Giselle, wasn't it? Oh, absolute thug in the middle of the park. He could have got another booking, but he got a talking to instead. He could have gone off in the first half. Like, he had a vendetta against Liam Walsh today, who I thought had a very tidy, good game as well. Dead ball delivery was very good. You'll probably notice I haven't really spoken about Portsmouth too much today. They didn't really offer much. I think defensively we did enough to completely shut them out. Yes, they applied a lot more pressure in the second half. I would say they were the better team for the first half of the second half. But other than that, they didn't really threaten much. They really didn't. I think it was a very good performance, front to back, for Luton Town today. And we need more of that. We need to, and I'm sure I'll be recording the Brickies pod tomorrow, and I'm sure when I'm driving past the 9:15 on my way to the Brickies, the players will be in doing training, because that is something they have been doing since Matt Bloomfield came in. And I respect that. A lot of players might not enjoy that, but I respect that. And fans should be happy that the players are being made to come in and do extra work, because it's important right now. It's when Rob Edwards kept saying, we're going to work harder, but then I drove past and I didn't see them in Sunday morning. This is working hard. This is putting in the hard yards, because we are deep in it. And now we have finally got to the surface of the quicksand that we're in. And, we can get ourselves out of it now. We are in grabbing distance of like a tree branch that we can use to pull ourselves out. So the players need to put in the hard yards. And hopefully all this self-reflection that Gary Sweet has talked about, hopefully the players have been self-reflecting as well. Because it's not just the board that need to be reflecting. The players are the ones that do it on the pitch. So they get a nice wage for it. They need to be reflecting on how poor they have been this season. Right, as I said, recording the Brickies pod tomorrow, the Luton Town show, that will drop on Monday. We're also going to be having the fan phone in Sunday night, 9 p.m. I'll put a link in the description below. Make sure you check it out and join us and give your thoughts on, anything relating to Luton Town. Everyone, have a great evening. Whenever you're watching this, have a great evening, have a good morning, and take care. And most importantly, come on, you 3 points, clean sheet, Hatters, get in.